Hi guys, a quick 27-week pregnancy update for you. I think the last one I gave and the first one I gave was at 23 weeks, so I figured it's been a month and I've got to do the school run soon, so thought it was best to get something up for you. So I am going to be starting my postnatal meal freezer meal prep next week. Or this week, the end of this week. So that includes shopping, cooking and freezing these meals and I am going to take you along for that ride. So that's something that's coming up. Well, I am sitting in my feeding chair that I have moved upstairs again, and I have it next to the baby's cradle here, and so that's another thing I have to do and I'll be doing soon is I need to wash all of baby's clothes. We have come up with a name for our little man, but I don't know if we're telling people yet. So I might let you know next time, or we'll see. But that's good because usually we have a name by 20 to 21 weeks. And yeah, we only locked it in this week, so so that's good to have his name sorted, because it's nice to refer to him by name, especially with the kids. So I always find out what we're having. For me, it I don't know about aids in bonding, but it's just a nice feeling to know what you're having and to be able to name the baby and all of that sort of thing. And I have had a surprise boy in the past. Our fourth child, we were told clear as day we were having a girl. And then it was about 15 minutes after he was born that I actually checked, because, you know, we've been told clear as day that we're having a girl. So he's lying on me and I go to, I think I was going to turn him over to hand him to someone so I could get out of the pool or something like that. And I just sort of went to turn him over thinking it was a girl. And I was like, it's a boy. So it happens. I see my midwife in about 3 weeks, I think. You know, I'm a healthy person, I feel good. I've never had any issues. So I just sort of plod along, and, you know if there's anything that needs to be checked out. I'm a midwife myself. I do not do most of the tests that other people would just do because they're told to do them. I don't get tested for gestational diabetes, and I don't get tested for group B strep. Yeah, I don't do these things because they're not evidence-based. As far as, the research that I have done, you need to do your own research. Women who are found to have gestational diabetes, the outcomes for babies have been no different since this test has been readily available and done. As far as group B strep goes, I don't get tested for that because that comes and goes in every person, and just because you test negative does not mean your baby does not mean you won't have it and your baby can't contract it at birth. And there's also a lot of evidence against antibiotics in labour, especially when you don't know if, perhaps because it's been like 4 weeks since you were tested, you actually don't have it. And then you're loading your baby up with antibiotics unnecessarily, and yourself. So the evidence-based option is to watch your baby. So that's why I personally don't have those tests. If you want to have those tests, go ahead and have those tests. This is my pregnancy update, so it's got nothing to do with anyone else. I usually get Pica, and no one really knows the reason why women get Pica. there has been some question mark as to whether it has something to do with iron deficiency. I've never been anemic or anywhere close in my entire life, so it's definitely not iron deficiency for me. I definitely have low vitamin D, so whether there's some sort of link that no one knows about yet, who knows. I think it's hormonal, but I really crave crunchy things that have like an earthy texture, and even in flavors like ice. Love ice. Mint, I like mint, like those crown mints that are really crunchy and have that minty, it's funny. And some sort of crackers and things like that have a real crunch to them. But I find it really, really annoying. This time around I'm 27 weeks. Usually it kicks in about 26 weeks or so, and it has. And I'm suspecting it may get worse as time goes on. At the moment it's not too bad, but when it gets really strong, I just find it incredibly annoying. One of the things that I love doing when I have Pica is to scrub my sinks down with Gumption, which is an abrasive, fairly safe, very safe cleaner, but it's very abrasive, but it has this aroma to it that's gorgeous and earthy, and I just love it. I've never been tempted to eat anything that's non-food, don't worry about that, but I just love the smell of this particular cleaning product, and I can't get enough of just cleaning my sink. So that's funny, but it's annoying more than anything. It's like an itch you can't scratch. That's how I would describe Pica. So we're 3 weeks into the first school term of 2018. In Australia, the school terms go throughout the year, and then the end of a school year is at the end of the year, just before Christmas. So my children have just started a new school year. And yeah, I'm dealing with the early mornings and the school drop-off and coming home, and I am sort of nesting a bit, but I don't know that it's got anything to do with pregnancy, and more to do with just wanting to get my house up to a certain degree of cleanliness after the school holidays, the summer holidays, because that's quite necessary regardless of my motive. So anyway, so yes, we're 3 weeks in, and it's a short school term. It's only an 8-week school term before the Easter holidays. So I am counting down in a way, but the Easter holidays are our last holidays before then bang smack in the middle of term 2. I'm due to have this baby, so I feel like time is starting to go really fast. And for me, I'm just so busy that I'm happy for time to slow down, and I'm happy to go to 40 weeks and all of that. Usually I've had all my babies between 38 plus, like 38 and a half and 40 and a half weeks. So right, where you'd expect to have a baby. So I'm expecting this baby to be born anytime in that time frame, which would be from the start to the middle of May. And as for the birth, yes, so I'm having another home birth, and yeah, I will be doing videos on what to collect for a home birth. So that includes things, all your practical, face washes, all the sorts of things that you might need, lots of towels, old sheets at a home birth. I'll also do a video on what to pack in one's emergency hospital bag. Now, I always pack an emergency hospital bag for myself and the baby. I've never needed to use it. I don't feel like it's unlucky. Some women refuse to pack an emergency hospital bag if they're planning a home birth because they feel like it's bad luck and they'll end up having to transfer to hospital. Well, that's just not the case. I mean, it's very unlikely to happen, but if it were to happen, you'd want to have your stuff with you, you know, so you may as well pack one. And I've never had to use it to transfer to hospital. I've never transferred to hospital. Everything's always gone beautifully because in a home birth it generally does, because that's physiological labour and birth. It just goes well. And I also pack overnight bags for all of my children in the lead up to my home births, because I do have my parents come and collect them, and my parents simply take our big van, so we don't have to transfer car seats or whatever. We keep our smaller car with us, and then they take the big van. They just load the kids into our van and they take them and then they bring them back when the baby's been born, because I really feel like I need my space and privacy and to feel completely uninhibited, and I just don't know that I would ever feel that way with the children here, because being the mother, you know, I have that whole feeling of always having to be there for them, and it's a time where I just need someone else to take care of them, and I get on with it. What I also wanted to mention is that a lot of this information that I've given, such as what to pack an emergency bag for hospital, snacks to provide your birth team, what to prepare for a home birth, I'll be doing videos on these, but I also have lots of information on that stuff on my website, which is www.fertilewisdom.net, and I'll leave the link for that below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so that you'll get notified when I pop up another video. Other than that, you take care.